What is up, guys? Maya's making himself a cup of coffee, and then he will join us. I'm just going to wait here for you guys to get on. Hello. Those of you who are watching this must be on the replay. Oh, Colin is barking loud behind me. No, all of your dogs are barking. Hello, dogs. How is everybody doing today? Oh, I need to make this. Fresh and Friendly Farms, how are you? Cassandra, Deb, Pomona Ponderosa, Nate's Mountain Homestead. Hey, Waltermans, My Wonderful Life, Stephanie. Life's Just Ducky. And there goes the chat. How are all you guys doing today? I suppose I'll probably make a blog about this and show you, but literally, I just did a puzzle today. That's all I did. I was planning on writing. I had like a goal, and I literally just was like, I'm just going to do this puzzle instead. I didn't pray this morning. I did a puzzle. That was it. Oh, man. It was very restful. I had a very restful day from the fire. My cousin Amy came over, and Sweet Maya and I started a puzzle last night and just kept it up. Thank you. My sweatshirt is definitely thrift store find. People ask me all the time, where did you get that? I'm like, almost all my clothes are secondhand. Okay, Nate's Mountain Homestead. While things are chill, I have a question. Since you're into photography, I just ordered a Panasonic Lumix G7. Any thoughts on Panasonic as a brand? I've never owned one, but I've heard really good things. And I know that with cameras, I mean, they've come such a far way in the last even really 5 years, but 10 especially. And so I bet you're going to have a great time with that camera. You're going to be able to do whatever it is that you want. Goodness. You could help me put drywall mud on the ceiling. Goodness, Xavier, you're always doing something. Hey, Stivers, what's up, y'all? Oh, thank you, Ken. Y'all grocery shop today, Megan. That's a good Sunday afternoon activity. Fresh and Friendly Farms, absolutely. I saw a couple of comments about my mug. And y'all are going fast tonight. Daniel got me this mug when he was in Oregon at, darn it, I can't remember what it is. Something Butte Ranch. And it's in my sister's Oregon, maybe? I don't know. Maybe somebody up there can tell me what it is. But this is one of my favorite mugs. Yes, I love thrift stores. Sweet Maya is making himself some coffee. It's a little bit loud right now. He's got the espresso machine going. We actually got some cooler weather today. It was supposed to be down to 26 degrees Fahrenheit last night. Somebody help me out. What is that in? At some point, I'm going to learn Celsius. But now I still have to look it up. But I always try to look it up for you guys because I know that me looking it up. Anyway, it was 26 degrees, which is about -3 Celsius. So definitely supposed to be cold, but I don't think it got that cold last night. It said it was going to get that cold, but I was out back at like 6:20 this morning getting firewood, and the water on the ground wasn't frozen. So I don't think it got down to 26. Oh, Isabel, I would love that. I adore handmade mugs. It's like I don't collect a lot. I'm not really like a major stuff person, so I get rid of stuff a lot. Obviously, I have a pretty good cast iron collection, and occasionally I'll come across a piece I don't have that I can use, and I'll get that. But at this point, I have a really functional cast iron collection. So I don't look to like buy a bunch of pans in a size that I already have that I don't need. And I collect handmade mugs and seeds, obviously. But what do I look for? I like a good handle that I can hang on to. I like it to be smooth on the mouth, or else I've got some like sensory things. Like I'm really sensory. Many of you have pointed this out before because you notice how I touch everything all the time in the garden. But yeah, I like it to be like smooth on that. And I do like texture on it, but just not on the mouth. So, but I adore handmade mugs. Woohoo, Luana, you got your first 3 Nigerian dwarf goats today. Congratulations on the goat acquisition. I missed a super chat. Black Dog Apiary Farm, you are always so precious to me. Thank you so much for that. That is so, so kind. Thank you. You'll help me. That'll go to my goat fund because I am actually in the midst of acquiring some goats as well. My hope was to get a couple of bucks and get at least 2 bred La Mancha does. And actually, I shared about my dream doe. Jeremiah brought it up in last week's live. And one of our precious viewers, if she's on here, I'll let her speak up. I don't want to. I'm always weird about privacy because I've had people kind of get on to me before for like calling them out on something that they didn't want to be public that they were doing. So I haven't actually talked to her about that yet, if she wanted that to be public. But one of our really amazing viewers actually lives somewhat near where that goat was, and she is actually transported. She actually messaged the people, got in the front of the line, and I'm getting my dream doe. And here is what's crazy, guys. Last week I told you that my cow, I had a list of names, and one of the names I was saying I was going to name a cow someday was Winona. And that's this goat's name. Like, it's what's on her papers. She's absolutely amazing. We believe she's bred. And I'm so, the Arkansas
She took a test.
Yeah, she took a test, and it seemed, so I'm getting dream doe. And actually I'm so pumped.
It's so good. You know what's going to be bad is if that thing ever breaks, because we'll just like just buy another one.
I just love the name Winona. Radish Queen, help. I can only grow leaves. I can't get them to make an actual radish. What am I doing wrong? Test your soil and see if you have like crazy nitrogen rich soil, because I know sometimes if you've got too much nitrogen, it will cause foliage to grow. And that's with anything that you're growing. Like, it can do that in like your green beans and cucumbers and all that stuff. It can grow tons of leaves, but you can, they sometimes won't grow fruit or roots. So that would be my number one guess. I'm assuming you're trying to grow them right now. I don't know where you are, but if it's warm, I've had the experience before when it's very warm that they won't grow a root. They'll grow lots and lots of leaves, but I don't know where you are. I'm assuming it's probably not warm, unless you're like in Australia or something, in which case you could be in the summer.
Andrew Littlefield, I haven't had Folgers since I was a Marine, and that was when I was 18. So that's a quick math problem, and it's been a minute. I would put on Folgers. No offense to anyone who knows Folgers. I'm kind of a coffee snob now, thanks to my wife.
I love coffee. I love good coffee. That's true. I like tea as well, but I'm not. So yeah, Karen McAllister, there's definitely a lot of tornado damage throughout the South. I'm definitely praying, and I would appreciate y'all's prayers as well. Now, I did not know him, so I'm not like in a state of like grieving or anything like that. But he was family. One of my mother's cousins, and he was an elderly couple in Louisiana. If those of you are in that area, there was an elderly couple that passed away, and it was actually cousins of mine, my mother's cousins. And he was 79, I believe. His name's Jerry Franks, and he was my mom's cousin. And he and his wife passed away in the storm day before yesterday. So it's definitely very, very sad. So please be praying for their family. And we're definitely praying for all of the people who got hit by that storm.
A couple of questions. Someone said, how are the bees this winter? Went and checked on them.
The other day we had a warm day.
We had a warm day, and I cracked it open because I was a little concerned. This is my first time having bees in the winter. And I was like, I don't know, maybe we lost them all. And as soon as I took the lid off, it was like, brr! They were coming out like crazy. And I honestly, more aggressive than they have been in the past. Probably because like they've been dormant, and so they didn't want to mess around. And I checked all 3 hives, and all of them were good. They hadn't even gone through all of the sugar water that we had created for them And so we topped them off and sealed it back up. They seem to be doing fine. Our plan is we'll have another bee video coming out soon because sometime in the spring we're going to split them and we're going to get new queens. And so I'll have Elvis come back out and help us, and we're going to have 6 hives instead of 3, and I'm going to change what they sit on to be more functional.
One long platform.
One long platform, and then also we're going to put some garden fabric down and build a border and fill it with gravel so we don't have to weed eat around the hives, because Ben Turn got stung in the face a few times, and he wasn't like right up on them. Whenever he weed eats around them, or I weed eat around them, we have to wear bee suits because they go a little crazy. So if we can give them a little section.
That was when he first started working for us, and he got
if we can give them a little section that doesn't grow grass.
Mama bear. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Then I think we can avoid a bunch of Travis Mattingly. Bummer they didn't see my question. So I didn't see it, Travis. It's going kind of quick.
Ask again and
ask
it
in all caps. Also, Bear Bottom Acre said that they, on my recommendation, started watching Star Trek Discovery and said that it's very good. I'm glad that you were pleased with it. If anyone was a fan of the original series, you will probably love Discovery, because the best way, I've talked to my sister, and she's a hardcore Star Trek person, my oldest sister, Elizabeth, and she's very much like that person who's kind of like, the old Star Wars is the best and the original Star Trek is the best kind of thing. Even though I think her favorite series is probably Next Generation. Anyways, I gave her the recommendation to watch Discovery, and she loved it. And honestly, she said that, the way it was like Star Trek Discovery is like what Gene Roddenberry was trying to do in the 60s and 70s, and then even in through Next Generation and all that, but didn't have the technology. Kind of like how Lucas would want to have done Star Wars back then, but didn't have the capability. It's that kind of okay. Stop doing that. I'm gonna patronize you every time you start talking about tomatoes and seeds.
Carry on. Were you done?
No, you keep pushing my leg. It's like, shut up, push.
No, I'm not meaning to push you.
Oh. It's like, I'm just trying to finish my thought. It's just nerdy stuff.
Oh, your nerdy stuff. Are you really done?
I am done. Now.
Okay. Where did you get the Tanya's pink green beans? Actually, a viewer sent those to me that they found. There are only a couple places that sell them. Hey, Gail Elwood. Someone asked about what do you do with your camera equipment to keep your footage so steady? I have a monopod that I use, but I've gotten a lot better at holding the big camera steady with just the Gorilla Pod. I have to hold it with my right arm because my right arm's stronger than my left arm. It weighs a lot, so it is hard, but yeah. The monopod is good. Hey, there's Cousin Amy. Evergrown Love in a Mist. I have not actually. I've got the seeds for it. It's something that I always think is so beautiful, and I need to. Maybe I'll have more room now that I have the perennial garden that we're getting going.
So Samantha, if you really liked the original series, you should watch Discovery, because the writing was very creative in this. And this storyline takes place 5 years before Kirk. And so Spock is actually just a science officer, and Pike, and how the whole story of Pike, this is a real history. This is not fictional history. So they shot the pilot for the original series, and Pike was the captain, that actor who played Pike. And it didn't get picked up for a while. And so when they finally picked it up, Pike, that actor, which I can't remember exactly what his name was because he didn't play the captain on the ship, so no one remembers. But he had already gotten another job. And so that's when they found William Shatner, and they came up with the storyline that Pike got messed up and burned in some kind of accident, and then Kirk took over. So what's interesting in the Discovery series is that this is 5 years before. So the current captain of the Enterprise is Pike, and the actor they got to play him is awesome. And they literally, the writing for the second series, for the second season of the series, literally intertwines with the original series. They even used some original series footage. It's really cool how they did it. Honestly, they've done a very good job honoring the original series and can kind of giving you a more in-depth storyline. Not what they did with Star Wars. Star Wars didn't do that.
So
okay, now I'm done. Back to gardening stuff.
Tammy said, when did y'all start doing your lives? Did you have a lot of subs? We actually didn't start doing lives till we had about 40,000 subs. Now, I'm not saying that everybody else needs to wait that long. I was really
Right, because like the
scared.
Stivers started doing lives way
Yeah, a lot of
before that.
people start before that. You don't have to wait till that. I was just really nervous to do
Well,
lives.
okay, because we also, honestly, we got to that number fairly quickly, and we were still learning.
Right.
how to do
And we
this.
actually went on Two Family Homestead, and so they held my hand into the live streaming world because I wasn't scared with them moderating it, and then I felt confident enough to do it. Speaking of tomatoes, any new ones you're going to grow? Elizabeth, I actually have not made my spring planting list yet, which is crazy. I'm really, really late in doing that, but I just haven't done it yet. So
I actually
I don't really
have
know.
considered that. Someone asked if I thought about doing like my own like lives or podcast, like talking about sci-fi stuff. I've considered it because honestly, like I could definitely do like a sci-fi ranty podcast.
VW Family Farms, are you referring to if they're safe because of the storms? Yes, the storms did not do like a bunch of damage in our area, and they're like 45 minutes away from us, but they didn't come down heavy in central Arkansas. We had a lot of wind and stuff, but there wasn't anything. Like we had a few like tornado cells, but nothing actually came down and like did any damage. So and I haven't heard anything from them to say otherwise. So I'm assuming that they're fine. Do y'all ferment chicken feed? We have done that before. But we are not currently doing that. We are talking about switching over to like all organic feed, which is going to be significantly more expensive. And so we were talking about if we do that, going ahead and fermenting because it really does help stretch your feed. And so we may start doing that again. I just don't have anything to contribute to like Nerd Talk. I don't even watch TV for the most part, other than the shows that Jeremiah and I watch together. And so like when he starts talking about all that stuff, I just don't have any idea. I support him entirely that this is something that's important to him, but I just like I've tried to watch shows. I just fall asleep. I can't do a whole lot with all that. So like we watch shows at night. And I just like cross stitch and craft and stuff while we watch shows. But we watch like not sci-fi shows really. I'm looking to buy seeds, but since the packets have a lot of seeds, how can they be stored to be used for the next year? No, you don't have to freeze them. You can. I mean, you can put your seeds in the freezer and make them last a really, really long time. But if you just store them in a cool, dry place, like I keep them in my basement or just like put them in a tub, like it's good to get like a Rubbermaid tub. And sometimes I'll put like those little silica packs that you get out of like the pockets of your jackets and stuff when you buy them. I'll save those and put them in my seed storage to help absorb any moisture to make sure they stay dry. You don't even have to do that, but that's what I do. And I regularly plant seeds that are like 5 years old that weren't stored in any special kind of way.
So fermenting feed, like you got to think if you're doing a concentrated pellet, which is what most people are feeding chickens or scraps. But I mean, if you're doing a concentrated pellet or even some kind of just grain, when you add water to it, it swells. Okay, so therefore, one, that's just a physical expansion. And then also, because it swells and absorbs water, you're still feeding the same weight. So if like this many pounds of feed per chicken is how much you're supposed to feed, the fermented feed ends up weighing more. Plus, it takes there's some digestive stuff that goes into that.
Yeah, it's supposed to.
It's a lot of stuff, but essentially, you can extend a 50-pound bag of pellets longer by fermenting it, by adding water and letting it ferment. And we had a system set up when we were doing it, where we had 3 days worth of feed, and when we finished feeding the most fermented one, we'd reset it fresh, and then it would essentially each bucket would move down the line.
It wasn't hard. You just had to stay on top of it. And it was just another step to do. And we just got out of the habit of doing it. What's the name of the pea you grew with the white lacy flower? I think you're probably talking about the snake bean that had the like flossy looking flower. Is that what you're talking about? Lori, that was the snake bean, the snake gourd, that had that. What is the name of your video where you did the calendar planning for starts? That was where I had the calendar out, was sitting in the garden. That was the fall garden planning video from last year. However, I don't know if I want to talk about that yet.
Well, don't talk about it then.
Yeah.
Freezing seeds does not kill them.
No.
You ever had a volunteer like tomato come back? Like this spring in the pig yard, we'll see a ton of stuff come back from what we fed them last year because the seed coating is part of that is that keeps it safe.
Yeah,
during
they
digestion,
can freeze
during
fine.
the freeze, they'll still come back.
Actually,
I thought if you freeze them, it extended like their germinate, like it kept them safer.
It makes them safe longer, or supposed to last longer. Monique said, "Jess, what do you think of the accuracy of the Farmer's Almanac for last frost date?"
In Arkansas,
that's about as accurate as you can get. In
Arkansas, we pay attention to it, but
anywhere it can be off. But
especially in Arkansas, like right now, like yesterday or 2 days ago, it was like 70 in the winter, and now it's in the 20s, and then in a few days it'll be sunny and in the 70s again, and then it'll snow. I
saw this one picture somebody had taken, and it was a still shot of Missouri's weather yesterday, and it was like severe weather, Kimberly. Ice, snow, such and such. It was like 8 different things on one map moving. It was a front moving across, and it was like snow storm, wind,
snow lightning storm, snowstorm, sleeting, rain, frozenness.
When people start talking about severe weather, Missouri says, "Hold my beer." It was like this whole "I'm gonna help you." It was just crazy. But yeah, our weather is all over the place. It's just absolutely crazy. Do you have any recommendations for getting kids and picky husbands to eat beets and radishes? Roasting them
roast
is probably
radishes,
the
beets.
Best. And roasting, you can
There's
roast
nothing
beets.
You can do for the beets.
He hasn't really tried very many options. Roasting them is also something you can do with beets.
While I grow the beets, you could just go outside and get a spoonful of dirt. Tastes the same. Provides the same kind of nutrition. That's not an accurate statement, but it sounds right. Radishes, though, roast them. And Brussels sprouts, roast them.
Do you grow elderberries? I'm wondering if they're worth the space. I actually haven't grown wild around here, and so I've harvested them wild in the past. My sister-in-law has them growing in her backyard. I have a hard time out here getting to them before the birds do, but she's in town, and she's sent me a lot. I haven't talked about the GoFundMe yet, Michaela. We were like getting together an order. We were going to order some berry plants from Stark Brothers, and we were looking at some different things, and I was looking at the elderberry plants, and I was like, I don't have a place to put them where we don't have animals grazing. Like, we're having to use all our space for animals. And so I'm just going to stick with the wild ones that I can get on the roadside and on my neighbor's property. What's your favorite heirloom tomato for tomato sandwich? The flavor. I like Dr. Witchy's, and I like yellow tomatoes.
We need like a post on Roots and Refuge that just stays at the top that covers your favorite tomato.
Well, I'm about to do a video. That's the one that I've been meaning to shoot for the last 2 days, except for I just started doing a puzzle, and I just did that instead. So that's all going to come.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I am looking.
What's up, Kaylee from the Honeystead? Morgan, my nerd friend. Yeah, man, I started talking about nerdy stuff, and man, they were hounding me good.
Most people like it. I was the only one who was making fun of you, but I wasn't even really.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking for a link to something.
Kitten George. Yeah,
he's still doing good.
He's still a cat.
He's the snuggly, fluffy guy. He's super fluffy right now. I saw this earlier. Okay, so some of you who are my Facebook friends might have seen that our friends, I started a GoFundMe the other day, and actually I think that they're asking people to donate to the PayPal pool instead, because GoFundMe takes 2.9% of all of the proceeds. And so there's a PayPal pool. So here it is. So that's what we can go to. So you can donate directly to that. We're going to cash out the GoFundMe and get that to her also. And I mean, it's okay if you've donated to the GoFundMe. That's fantastic. And 2.9%, I think of what we've earned, it comes up to like $48 or something like that. So they're not out a lot, but there's a PayPal pool. Our friends Jessica and Ted if you've ever been, like, if you came to the Shindig last year, Jessica was the one who was working Baker Creek's table, giving out seeds, and at Doug and Stacy's event, and she works for Baker Creek. She is my dear friend. Actually, Jessica is the reason why I'm hooked up with Baker Creek, because Jer tasked her with finding an upcoming voice in gardening. And she found me when my channel had 9,000 subscribers, and she really had just prayed and asked God to show her who she needed to call. And my video pops up and she calls me. When I got the email, I literally like came out of the bed that morning, like dancing on the bed. I was so excited to have Baker Creek contacted me, wanted me to come out to their expo. And she and I have become friends, and their house burned on New Year's Eve. She is so amazing. She's so giving. Her family is so precious. And basically the report that they got back was that the house had to be gutted down to the studs and beyond, whatever that means. Basically, they may be able to salvage the frame of their house, maybe. And that's all they know. They know that for the most part, it's going to have to be entirely gutted. All of their stuff is completely ruined, because when you have a house fire, there's the part that burns up, and then there's everything else, which is ruined because of smoke and water. And water and all of that stuff. So, so very, very difficult situation. And we are fundraising for them. And so I'm sharing this PayPal link. Now, Michaela Mills is on here. You guys may know, and I don't know. Yes. Okay. So we have a way to track the contributions on the PayPal as well. So you will, if you've already donated onto the GoFundMe, we will tag you, we will put it in, but also the PayPal gets them the money a little faster. And so we're going to start doing that. I'm going to close the GoFundMe. And so if you donate, Michaela is taking all of the people who contribute to that, and she's putting their name in a bin and doing a custom piece of art for them, because she wanted to contribute for this Casey Urban Farm. We suffered from a devastating house fire on April 30th, 2010. I know how hard it is to recover. You know, Jen Stivers was actually sharing with me that like her family went through a house fire when she was much younger. And she was saying how absolutely devastating it is to just lose all your stuff. Like, I mean, just because you don't have anything, like, and that it's just absolutely crazy. And so right now, the immediate need is for them to have a camper. For them to get a camper, they found one nearby to them that's $5,000. That's like a reasonable used camper. They have a young daughter, and they have a farm, and so like they need to be able to stay where their animals are, and so yeah, they're in need of that. We've currently raised about $2,000, which is amazing. So for those of you who have given to that, thank you so much. And this is actually the first time I've ever done anything like this. Like, I've never come up with I've never started a GoFundMe or a fundraising thing. I'm not sure what the extent of the insurance is on their house, their homesteaders. And like, I know like for our case, like our house was a foreclosure. And so we have home insurance, but it's on like the original value of our house, like the loan value of our house, because of the state of our house whenever we got it. Like, that was what they would loan us for, that's what they would insure for a certain period of time. So I think there's like basically kind of some stipulations about what they're going to be able to cover. But I know that they're not going to be able, like they have to get all new stuff. Like, I know all of that. So I don't really know the situation. I know with insurance though, basically they're in a place that they just need somewhere to be able to stay on their farm. They need to get like new clothes for their daughter and stuff like that. So, yeah. And so we're so thankful that everybody's okay. They were not home at the time. They got home late and, right before midnight on New Year's Eve, and their house was on fire. So, So yeah, definitely a very hard situation. So I'm just asking you guys to just please pray about it. Yeah, like there's so many deductibles. You have to prove everything. Like there's just a lot. And like right now, they literally like are just like staying with, like with friends and family. Like they're just having to like crash at somebody's house. Like and I mean, they have jobs. They have their, a daughter. They have all this stuff. And I'm so thankful that they're okay. But that, I would love to see just restoration and incredible testimony come to them, because I do believe, just genuinely, I believe what the word says. And so God uses all things for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose. And so I believe that this will be for their good. But I really just felt led to just stand up and say, hey, here's somebody who is, the amount of seeds that this woman has stood in. And she gets to have the wonderful job of working for Baker Creek and being able to be the one that gets to give away seeds, which is incredible. And they're coming to the shindig this year. She loves bringing seeds and giving them out at the shindig, and just being able to work for Baker Creek, is she's just got such a heart to bless people. And so I'm just asking for you guys to think about it and pray about it and give as you feel led. Even with the number of people that we have, even if people literally made $2 donations, it would make a massive difference.
If all of our subscribers gave $1, they'd build a new house.
Yeah, I know. So thank you guys. And I've loved seeing the comments that have come through, because so many people in the homesteading community know this couple. And so I love seeing the comments. Oh, wow, you guys have already given $100 in that little bit of time. Awesome. So I would love to see them just like totally blessed. So, okay. So we can get back to, answering questions. I don't
even know if you had to pick a traditional career path, what would you do? I don't even want to think about it.
I was a photographer. I guess that's, more traditional. And I think that if I'd had to just really pick a career, I would have been a teacher. Jeremiah was in school to do IT work. He was like in school.
I did my associates. I actually have associates and almost a bachelor's. I'm like 4 classes short of a bachelor's degree, and I'm probably not going to finish it.
Yeah.
But I started off with computer science because I was going to do like.
He's talking. Come here. Can I get Nintendo down because my turn ended?
Sure, go ahead. But I decided I didn't want to work on computers for a job, because I enjoyed computers, but I didn't enjoy it. I was going to do.
Yeah.
And then we ended up buying this house, and I thought about pursuing ministry for a career, but then realized that wasn't what I needed to do.
Well, it was funny because we really both of us felt really led and called to ministry, and we both kind of went the direction of pursuing that in a traditional sense, but it just was like.
Still doing ministry, just not in a traditional sense. So, I don't know. I'm a very good carpenter. Honestly, at this point, if I had to go back into the workforce, I'd probably work for myself and take on, 4 or 5 remodel jobs a year or something like that.
Yeah, I actually was a substitute teacher. I never finished college, and so I never like taught, but that's what I was going to school. I wanted to be an art teacher. And I love photography, and I actually had thought I want to be a photographer, and I started going to school, and then I really wanted to do something like photojournalism, but I just never could. And I was like, I really think I should just be an art teacher. That's what I would want to do. Like that's more stable for the fact that I wanted to have a family. And then I did. I had a photography business for 10 years. I photographed babies and births. And I loved it. I absolutely loved being a birth photographer. And I love teenagers. Like I actually, like whenever people talk about like just like not liking the teenager stage, whenever we were in ministry, we were in youth ministry for about 5 years, and Jeremiah was a youth pastor, and I was a youth pastor's wife, and so that was our life for like 5 years, and I loved that. Like, I loved teenagers, and now that Jackson and Malia are 14, and I mean, don't get me wrong, they are thoroughly 14. Like, our kids are not like angel babies that never do anything wrong. Like, they are 14-year-olds with all that. They are the best thing in the world. Like, I am obsessed with having teenagers. They're so much fun. Like, Jackson just walked in and heard me. They're so cool, the way that they think and the way that they figure things out, and just watching them turn into adults and watching them just change. And I adore that. And Noah, Jeremiah's youngest brother, lived with us from when he was 15 to when he was graduated and stuff.
What are you trying to do?
He's looking for the cord. No internet though, okay?
Yeah, I know. I was just gonna play that.
Okay.
Which is all offline.
Where did you get the green, red, yellow, and sweaters you wear? They are actually from Amazon. And I was sent them by viewers. They're if you look up, I can't remember what it is, like Batwing sweater or something like that, Batwing cardigan or something. But they're so chunky and wonderful. They're like my favorite. The PayPal is growing beautifully. That is so excited. Goodness bless you.
Sorry.
Whoa, it's $660. Yes.
You're silly.
Okay.
I don't think we've sold out on the Shindig. I think we may have sold out on all the vendor spots. But
Yep.
I don't think, this place can hold a lot of people. So I don't know that there's a cap on attendance. Because honestly, like, there was a big flux of people and then some left and new ones came and it kind of just went in and out. So unless it just got like crazy. I mean, if there was like 10,000 people coming, I would be like, we probably should cut it off. But I don't think we're going to get anywhere near that. So
That does bless me so much, guys. Like, yes, it makes me very excited. I so often wish that I could do more to help people, because I hate to see people hurt. And one of the things that God's really had to teach me was that I don't always have to be I don't always have to have all the resources, but sometimes sometimes he asks you to be the person that shares, not the one that, because I can't buy them a camper. But
it's up another $100.
That's so good.
Airport is Little Rock, Clinton International. That's LIT is the abbreviation.
LIT, yeah.
The date is the first weekend in April, so I believe it's the 4th and 5th, or 3rd and 4th. Let me look. I've had to look this up a few times. You'd think I would have already figured it out, but I haven't.
They said it's over
3rd and 4th. 3rd and 4th.
It's 841.
3rd and 4th of April.
Okay. Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
We're going to have dinner just a little bit.
It's done, baby.
It's in the Instapot.
We'll have it just as soon as it's over.
Did you play some games with Jackson?
Yeah, but I want to play some.
Would you like to come say hi to everyone? Not yet.
Okay, we'll
not
go back
right now?
downstairs with your brothers. Peace out, homie.
Oh, Amanda Page says your platform is awesome. I see such good things in your future. Your voice and thoughts are so powerful. When you say we bless you, it makes my day. Thank you so much, Amanda. Oh, we'll all cry. We'll just have a big fat cry fest on the Sunday Night Live because that's what we do.
I won't cry.
Besides puzzles, how do you keep your marriage alive? Sweet Maya.
We've survived on puzzles for this long. Why change something that's not broken?
Intentional choice and prioritizing. Thank you, Denise. I will send that over to them as well. Here is the link to the PayPal also for you guys. What's for dinner? Okay, funny story. I don't cook a lot of junk around here. I cook pretty healthy food. And tonight, my son, my darling son, my teenage son, he came in and he said, Mom, can we just have something that's not healthy for dinner? And I was like what, Jackson? And he was just like, I don't know, like just something not healthy. Because we haven't been going out to eat. I've been cooking a lot at home, and it is typically, we haven't been eating a lot of dairy. It's been healthy food. So, I looked up a recipe and I was like, okay, how about I make like a from scratch, like hamburger helper type thing? And it's like a pound of ground beef and a sauteed onion and then like garlic powder, herbs that I use dried from the garden, red pepper flakes and salt in the Instant Pot. And I can saute all that and soften it and stuff. And then it's like a jar of spaghetti sauce, which I use the spaghetti sauce that we made. And then a pound of noodles. I used egg noodles and a jar full of water. And then you cook it for like 5 minutes in the Instant Pot. And then you put like half a stick of cubed cream cheese and a cup of heavy cream and a cup of Parmesan cheese. So it's like homemade hamburger helper. And so and he's like, yes, that's... no, the meal ticket does not include general admission.
No.
That's a separate thing.
There's
so
two different tickets.
There's your general admission, and then you buy a meal ticket if you want to be a part of the meal.
All right, so meal tickets Friday night, general admission Saturday all day.
Could one of our moderators, if you could you pull up the link to VW Family Farms video of the information of the shindig, and we can put it on here for people to go sub to them and watch that. So anyway, it's like a homemade hamburger helper. Well, we're up here in the kitchen, and Jackson, he was like, Mom, why did you stop buying the lunch meat from the store? And I was like, because, we're doing the ethically sourced meat only. And so we were limiting that because like the ethically sourced lunch meats are really expensive. And I just can't afford to spend that much to just go through it like crazy. And I was like, so we're just going to have to do different things. And he's like, what is it? He was like, what does it matter? He's 14. And I was like, well, let's go look this up. And so we were watching a video actually about like meat lots and factory farming slaughterhouses and stuff. And he was like, okay, totally. Like, I get why this is important to you. Like I'm crying watching it and stuff. And Ben comes up and he said, Mom, what's for dinner? And I was like, hamburger helper. And he goes, what is hamburger helper? And Jackson looks at me and he's like, you feel so proud right now. More or less.
Yeah. Thanks.
Will you ever publish a book about your tomatoes with your own photos and information about it? I cannot go into great detail about what gardening books I will publish, but yes, there will be one.
Excuse me.
There will be one.
Puzzles and long fingernails keeps us together. Yes, sir. Thank you for being so polite. Toby's
where can I buy healthy chicks in Arkansas? I don't want to have them shipped. I don't know, Ashley.
Okay, I'll let you.
We
after
order
we're done
ours
doing
from Murray
live,
McMurray,
I'll
so we
help
get
you
ours,
do the fire drip before you go to bed.
Yes.
Go.
Yeah, Jackson is fun. He is so much fun.
I know.
Yes, we have picked out our chickens. We ordered a lot. We ordered some extra.
I think they messaged back and said, we don't have that many chickens. So I don't know what that means. So if you guys try to order chickens and it said sold out, it's because we got all of them.
I don't know, Andrew. I don't know. What videos did you watch on factory farming? We just looked at some stuff on YouTube about, we were just looking at some different things. I try to be reasonable and not just look at the stuff that focuses all entirely on the bad, because I'm sure that it's, I'm sure that it can be a little exaggerated in some cases, but I've also driven past meat lots before. They really are not.
Is there going to be a video about what we got as far as chickens?
Oh yeah, we'll definitely share with you guys what.
Well, didn't we tell them in that one video?
We talked kind of about what we were thinking about.
You didn't tell them what we actually got?
Do you watch our YouTube videos?
No. I'm in them. I lived it. I do watch some of them.
Andrea, my thing my guess is your best bet would be to find something local. Where in Arkansas are you? Even the chicken houses for eggs are inhumane. Absolutely. It's just absolutely insane. Any advice on how to stop a hen from going broody? Put her in a crate that has a wire bottom.
Ooh, the Stivers ordered their first butcher box.
Oh, cool.
I'll tell you right now, man, eating some meat out of the butcher box, you won't want to go buy crappy meat again because it tastes so different.
Yeah.
And better.
Well,
a cough drop.
I don't know where any
I don't
are.
think we
Do you
have
know
cough
where they are?
drops. How
Are they on top
about
of the hutch? Okay, I'll go look.
well,
Yes, I have finished The Dirty Life. I've actually read it twice. I
think what he really means is my throat hurts. I want some sugar.
Bless it.
Mommy.
Yeah, his throat seems fine now. So Butcher Box is a subscription box, and is it once a month? Someone's asking about it.
Yeah.
And it sends you ethically sourced meat, and like they have different specials and different options, and you can kind of choose what you get.
It's at $936.
And we have loved it's honestly helping us until we are fully able to like provide for our own ethically sourced meat. It's really helping us fulfill this what would you call it? Goal of ours? Goal, mission, dream?
I think more like standard.
Standard
Like to uphold the standard that
of
we're
ethically
choosing
sourced
to
meat.
live. Yeah, we definitely want to.
They're definitely helping in that. And also we've got a link you can order through.
Well, where is it?
On one of our videos.
Let me see.
Video.
Hey, look, we're live now.
Yep.
Guys, you guys have almost raised this. It's at $936. That's absolutely nuts. Thank you so much. Y'all are amazing. Corey Gilmartin said, because a community cares. That's so good. That's so good. Because a community cares. Thank you, Just Cook with Dustin. Will you be harvesting your own chickens? Yes, we will be harvesting our own chickens. We've actually never, Elsa, we just got into the Mangalitzas last year.
VW Family Farms, the PayPal that we're sharing for Jessica Damon.
We're sharing the PayPal pool for Jessica Damon, and it's up to $936. Jessica Garcia, is Misfit Box the imperfect food thing? Is that I saw an advertisement for the imperfect food service, but it says it delivers, but I live so far out in the country. It said that it delivered to my zip code, but I was like, I wonder if they actually deliver to my house. I didn't want to order something and then it not work. I'm also like, I think that might be a really good idea. But I think I'm going to probably go with Azure standard for trying to get some stuff, because Andrea from VW Family Farms, like, she says really good things about Azure standard. And so I was thinking about ordering from them. The only reason why I never have is because I always forget and wait too long, and then they're out of the stuff that I want. And because I'm out of town a lot, and so I would be out of town on a pickup day. That's our Butcher Box link right there, guys. $946. That's so crazy. Yeah, you have to go to a drop. Oh, it's over 1,000. Is it really over 1,000?
Just hit the refresh. You don't have to.
I was recopying it so I could share it. Let's see. Oh, should I cover my broccoli tonight since it'll be 32 degrees for 5 hours? No, your broccoli will be fine at 32 degrees for 5 hours. Broccoli's fine with a light frost, so probably down to 28 it would be fine. Under 28 is probably when I start getting kind of iffy for it.
Oh, someone was asking about.
Hey, VW. What do you do with all the goats? Are they just for pets or for meat? They're for milk. We have our goats are dairy goats.
Oh, someone's asking about the piggies, the piglets.
What about them?
How are they? Can you show
fine.
them soon?
Yeah.
Their kid keeps bugging him. If their kid is anything like our kids, it's probably incessant.
We will definitely show them just for you.
Well, it got kind of cold, and so I went out. It's kind of hard to show them right now because it got cold, and so I went out with like some Visqueen, some black Visqueen.
They're staying buried, and we don't.
And I surrounded their open the openness of the pig house that she's in to keep heat in, and it's been working well. But it's hard to look in there now until.
The Afro Gardener, what advice do you have for someone who's just starting a garden? My advice to you would be to learn what you can and understand that you're going to learn a lot by experience. To talk to local gardeners if that's a possibility, or someone else in your growing zone. And don't be discouraged if you fail, that everything that you do can be a lesson. Don't start so huge that you're overwhelmed. It's really easy to do that. And to start out with growing the things that you know you'll eat, and then you can branch off into things that you want to try later. Thank you, The Naked Gardener.
Big Bear, no, I did not put the light in there. Not because I didn't want to take your advice, but I got a second opinion from someone who's raised this breed. And I talked to Kaylee, and she's in Virginia, which is way colder than our place. And she said that temperature would not affect them. She said you could go. She suggested covering the
other thing
barn.
is we didn't have a light that night, so it was.
Well, he was saying I could have put a big floodlight, and Jessica and me both agreed that would be that might agitate the mom having that much bright light. And so anyways, I got a second opinion and asked Kaylee what she thought. And she said that this particular breed, being the covered in furriness and all that, like that they're frost hardy. Like you had to have to get really, really cold for it to be dangerous. They had a 12-inch thick bed of straw. And then I surrounded the barn that she's in with plastic that helped. Whoa, it jumped quick. Someone just okay.
Guys, it's
up to $2,523.
Where's my phone? Oh,
guys, it just jumped to $2,523. I'm not going to name it, but someone just gave a huge donation. That's really awesome. Wow. Amber Phillipson. There are snakes in Arkansas. There's no way around it. Like, there's rattlesnakes, water moccasins, all that stuff. Now, we also have a very large population of safe snakes and snakes that eat other snakes, especially poisonous ones like king snakes and rat snakes. So in our 5 years at this property, which doesn't have a lot of people living around, so, I mean, we have a creek, which, can promote snakes and all that stuff. We've seen poisonous snakes twice in 5 years. And none of them came close to attacking us or anything like that. So one was already dead when we found it. So yes, there are snakes. There's no way, I'm not going to tell you, oh yeah, you'll be fine. Like, they're here, but it doesn't mean that they're going to overrun you or you have to be in fear of it. Like, it's not crazy. Good night, Morgan.
Oh, Morgan, hey, I just saw that you texted me. Guys, I just got my phone off the charger for the first time
What did Morgan
all
say?
day. Our final video that we worked on together, for the YouTubers is going to be out this week.
Hey, Morgan, let me ask you, because someone
might
had
have already.
suggested that we do if he's still here. If not, I'll text him later. But someone was suggesting a live video where we talk nerdy stuff. And honestly, I would love to have someone to talk with. So maybe me and you should do it.
Okay, so the GoFundMe, it's actually a PayPal. We started a GoFundMe. We're already cashing that out, and I'm going to go ahead and close it just because they have a 2.9% convenience fee. So that, it's not a huge amount, but we would like for them to get 100% of the money. And we are...
All right, Morgan, I'll text you, man.
We are
See ya.
fundraising for some very dear friends of ours who lost everything that they have in a house fire. She works for Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. Her name is Jessica Dam, and her husband's name is Ted. They have a little girl named Jaylee, and they are at a lot of the homesteading events running the Baker Creek table. So if you came to the shindig last year, you might have met her. Or we had a little kind of thing at our house the night before she was here. These are very precious friends of ours, and we are doing some fundraising to bless them, because if anybody has ever been through this kind of emergency before, basically, insurance can be tricky. Sometimes they don't pay out, and whatever the situation is with that right now, I mean, they don't even have clothes. They literally have lost everything. So I am going to do a video about it. I am going to do a video with them for the fundraising. Jessica is the kind of person who takes care of everybody else. I actually texted her the other night and I said, hey, has anyone set up a fundraiser for you yet, a GoFundMe or something like that? And are you opposed to it? And she didn't message me back that night. Now she lives in Missouri where the cell service can be kind of iffy. But I knew exactly what was going on. So at 6 o'clock the next morning, I woke up and I'm laying in bed and I'm just praying. And I get my phone out and text her. I said, hey, listen, I was like, I know that this makes you uncomfortable. And I know that it's hard to be on the receiving end for such a generous person that's so used to taking care of everybody else. But I would really appreciate it if you would let me take the lead on this and do this because you absolutely do deserve it. And just was like, listen, let's, and she was like, I'm having a hard time with it. It's hard for me to receive things. And she was like, but she said, I've just never been in a place of need like this. And so that's when I went forward with it. And thank you guys so much for getting behind blessing these beautiful people because they are so.
I feel like we're just getting
worthy of it.
started.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, this community can band together, and we helped Art and Bree, and
I mean, I've
we
seen
can do
this
it. We
community
can do
do
it bigger
incredible
than
things.
2,500. We will.
I've seen this community do incredible things. So thank you so much. That is just absolutely beautiful.
I mean, heck, before you guys even knew us, you helped us buy a van.
Mm-hmm. When our
And
van
we couldn't
got
have
wrecked,
afforded to do
when
that.
our channel was a few months old, this community got together. Xavier, actually, our precious friend, fundraised for a van for us, and and we got our, our Honda. This is such an incredible group of people. $2,608. That's amazing. That was at 250 when we started tonight. Oh, I always cry. You always know that I cry. I just can't help it. She needs to reap what she sows from all her seed help. That's so good, Dave. Monique, wow, that's awesome. The incredible thing is when you're on the receiving end of something like that, it really does change you. And it really does. You move forward. That testimony alters the way you react to other people's need. It's very humbling. It is Sonia. It's very, very humbling. And that's so true. But it's also in just an incredible, it's a good humbling. It's such a good thing to realize how much we need community and how much we need people. So it's really good. Yeah. She said, I just texted her. She said, oh my goodness, I'm speechless. People are so kind. Lots of happy tears right now. You all are buying our camper for us right now. Please tell them how much that it means to us.
Yes, sir.
I want to know because
There's the PayPal link.
close to my face, and then he get his breath out of his mouth, and I smell it, and it's so stinky. So I said no.
I'm so sorry that you blowed his stinky breath. I'm sorry that happened. But I need us to use our words and work it out, okay?
We'll come down and help you in a little bit,
frustrated
okay?
right now. It's almost dinner time. Can you take a deep breath to let that frustration out? Just take a deep breath. Okay. Let's.
I just want to play a game that's fun.
Okay, you'll get a chance.
Okay, go downstairs. I'll be down there in a minute.
I'm not going to get a chance.
Yes, you are.
He
Ezra got into my face, and he blowed his stinky breath into my face. And I said, no.
I'm about to have an emotional comment part. He just wanted to play a fun game. His brother blowed his stinky breath. Oh, I don't know yet, She Bear Acres. I'm not sure if I'll be there in May. I'm not sure. I don't know that she'll be able to video chat because she doesn't have an iPhone. And I'm serious, where they are in Missouri, my phone doesn't work half the places that I go when I go to Baker Creek. Yeah, y'all are amazing. Thank you so much. Just gotta love Brother Stinky Breath to Family Homestead. It's probably worse than Big Doggy Stinky
Well, I've
Breath.
been having long talks with Ben while we sit on his bed and he calms down about revenge. Because he's like, I'm going to get this and I'm going to go and I'm going to do this. And I'm like, what is that doing? He's like, that's revenge. I'm like, and what happened? We use Star Wars. I'm like, so what happened with the person who wanted to get revenge? He's like, they didn't win. They were the bad guys. I'm like, so are you the bad guy? He's like, no. I'm like, so then you don't want to get revenge.
Nate's Mountain Homestead. I'm sorry I missed that super chat while I was over here doing the mom life thing. Thank you so much for those kind words. I so appreciate that. Oh.
Hello, Adam from Poland.
Oh, wow. Cool. That's interesting about the Google Fi software service that works anywhere. It's free. That's very interesting.
Ethan uses Google Fi.
Oh, I thought you were saying he's on here. There are lots of parenting moments around here. I just love it though. I do get like worn out. What's the tattoo on my right arm? I think you may mean this one. It's actually my left arm. Unless you mean this one, which has a lot more meaning. This is Wilder Still. And that's something that just came from a revelation I had in prayer years ago about how if we seek out God, there's always wilder still to discover. Like we just never find the end of God. So that's what that means. More or less. That's the Cliff's Notes. I don't know if I'll be at Baker Creek in May. Sherry, that is okay. We don't want anybody to feel pressured to, like if you can't give, there's no shame and condemnation in that. There are plenty of times that I wished I could that I couldn't.
Well, someone just gave enough for 1,500 people, so
yeah. So the thing is that like I think that whenever we have our hearts postured in a place that we want to give, then we will be able to in the situations when we're supposed to be able to. So, I had 5 stinky breath brothers, so I get it.
Will you be doing a seed starting video soon? Probably.
Yeah, I'll share while I start seeds. I have a very extensive seed starting video that has a lot of information though. What? Is it serious?
3,073. Still over 3,000.
That's crazy. Y'all are amazing.
Oh, look at that. I don't know what that was. Stop. That.
Yeah. Y'all are so amazing. Y'all are so amazing. Their comfy couch and restaurant. Aren't they so much fun? I just adore them.
Jason.
I laughed so hard on that video.
Which one?
You and the boys. While I was editing that, I was actually out. And like crying.
Just a day in the life. No, it's so comfortable. I'm thinking for your young body, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, look at Mackenzie Johnson. I want to say Refuge seed starting. If you're ever looking for like our videos on a topic, you should be able to type in Roots and Refuge. Yeah. And then like in that instance, Roots. Okay, that's going to start playing and be loud. Okay. There's the seed starting video right there. Roots and Refuge seed starting. Like usually you can put Roots and Refuge and then what is I try to fill in the SEO stuff. So, and then there's the PayPal link. Just keep it up. Oh, finally
warmed up to 15 degrees. Bless her, Lord. Just
that's crazy.
If that's warmed up to you, just keep that away from me.
20-something degree night last night. It's the first night it's even frozen in like a month here. It's crazy. Yes, I'm hoping to keep backups of all of our videos. So that photo on Facebook of you in the fog was incredible. I'm not sure which one that would have been.
Probably when you took with Jessica Thrash or Amy that day.
No, I know which one it is in the fog. That's whenever I was pregnant with Benjamin in that photo, actually. It's a rootsandrefuge@yahoo.com, Sheila. Who makes your favorite garden boots? Bogs. I like Bogs for outdoor boots.
I need to get a pair of Bogs.
I usually garden in sandals. I like Bogs. They're made in the United States. And so
it's
like
also
for
that
rubber
time of year.
boots,
I got to get another
pair of leather boots.
I wear the Ariat Rambler. That's I'm on my second pair.
And he wears them out.
I wear them out pretty hard. So it's splitting now. So I've got to get a third pair. And I'll probably wear that boot until they discontinue it. It's my favorite. I'm saying once you break it in, it's like more comfortable than tennis shoes.
Nate's Mountain Homestead. I back up everything on external hard drives. Yeah, I don't keep it all on the cloud.
Yes, Big Bear Bogs. They're similar to muck boots, but they're better.
Made in the United States. We've had so many pairs of muck boots lose their waterproofing
and lose their waterproof. Yeah,
fill up with where they get
it's
wet.
It's just not good.
But I've had my Bogs now for like 2 years, and I mean I wear them pretty heavily, especially during this time of year. They keep your feet warm. Oh, my curls have been here. I just straighten it out sometimes. This is actually what my hair looks like. Hey,
Monique Alley, we're both rooting for the Tigers.
Oh,
I'm rooting for the Clemson Tigers, but I mean we have that in common. We're rooting for Tigers.
But yeah, my hair is actually it's actually permed. So this is what it looks like naturally. Like it's curly on bottom and straight on top. So I'm not re-perming it right now just because I need to. I don't have an affiliate link for Bogs, no.
I mean, I don't ever asked him.
No, I don't have one.
I am a Southern man, but I'll tell you what, the fans of the SEC have made sure that I will never be an SEC fan because every experience I've had with an SEC fan has been a bad experience.
Ledessa kills mud boots like it's her job. I don't doubt that. I think Ledessa could probably. We don't have an affiliate link, but honestly, you guys could probably message them and work something out to promote them. Yeah, they have really great stuff. They're made in the United States, which is why I like them so much. But they have like cute colors and all that stuff. Mine are just black, but they have handles on the side, which is really cool because you can just pull them up. So, oh, Sheila, thank you so much. Long Creek, South Carolina. Where is that about? 3,160. Awesome, Share Bear. That's so good. Oh yeah, Jonathan, donations can definitely still be made in the morning. I'm going to do a video about it this week, sharing the talk to a couple of our friends who have channels and who've been blessed by them and help them get the word out. I see people like messaging, just being like, this is just a little and it's not much on, $5 donations, man. That is what can make, I understand it might feel like, oh, this is not much if you see people doing big donations, but hey, like if everybody gave $5, they could build a new house, like seriously. So don't feel bad if you feel like it's small matters too. So thank you. Listen, I will say this for all you SEC people. I'm not throwing out the baby with the bathwater. Y'all did give us Peyton Manning, okay? So you have that going for you, and he is one of the greatest comedians and quarterbacks. I thought I was a Colts fan, and then when they traded him to the Denver Broncos, I was like, I think I'm a Peyton Manning fan. So I rooted for the Broncos until he won a Super Bowl and retired, and now I honestly don't watch the NFL. I have no reason. Yes, every donation is just as important. Absolutely. Because Fermented Homestead said there's power in numbers. Fermented Homestead, what are your videos about? Fermented things? What if it's not about fermented things? It's like, just had to throw you off our trail. I was trying to click on their thing. I love fermenting, so I got excited. Are you really looking them up right now? Yeah. On live? Why not? The pressure's on. Fermented Homestead. All right. In the hot seat. Live review of Fermented Homestead. What do we think? Looks pretty good. Oh, got a Baker Creek cattle beef bone broth, broth apples and kombucha. Looking. And that's how I saw keto, and what keto's in right now. Natural healing. Butter chicken? No. You lost us there. No butter chicken for Jessica. We almost were gonna promote. I subbed. But we were gonna give him a shout out to get him some subscribers. Butter chicken kept me alive while I was in India. It was rough. I had a rough time in India with the Indian food. I didn't eat much, lost a lot of weight, got very, very sick, but I did eat good butter chicken, and that is all it. But I have not eaten Indian food since I left India 2.5 years ago. I did think about eating butter chicken a few weeks ago.
I don't even want to eat it. I've never had it, but she's talked so bad about it for years that I'm like, I don't even want to try it.
Awesome. Well, thank you for commenting. The Butcher Box. There's not a coupon code for Butcher Box. Dang it, I should have saved it.
There's some specials going on.
But there's a special going on. I think they extended the keto box.
To the 16th or the 23rd, something like that.
They extended the keto box, which is what I was talking about the other day, which is a 4-pound pork butt, a pack of bacon, and 2 pounds of salmon. And so you get like that free extra meat in your first box, plus whatever it is that you choose to have in that box. So hold on one second and I'll get our link on here. Here it is. I have to get it off of this video. Okay. Here we go. What are the donations for? Our dear friends who work for Baker Creek. She works for Baker Creek, and she's the one who comes to so many of the homesteading conferences. Jessica and Ted Damon, they lost everything that they own in a house fire on January 1st. So.
Also, I was just joking. Y'all should totally go check out Fermented Homestead, even though they have a video about butter chicken.
Which I'm sure is a wonderful video.
We don't just judge everybody because they made a bad choice. Okay?
No, Indian food is wonderful. Here's the thing. International travel can be hard on the digestion in some cases. And I went to India.
I'm a big fan of the Waltermans.
The Waltermans are awesome.
Because I remember meeting them and it changed my life. Like, I don't remember that many people. Like, I try to remember everyone, but you got to think, like, we met a lot of people.
Yeah, we met like hundreds
But, like,
hundreds of people.
I remember meeting them.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know that I'll ever forget it. And then I found they started a YouTube channel. I was like, oh,
I actually watched the Waltermans, and we're friends on Instagram. So you guys should check them out too. They're actually moderators. I always try to remember to say this. If you guys are not already following our moderators, please do. You see those people with a blue wrench next to their name. They make these live videos possible because I promise you, there's no way in heck I would get in front of 647 of you live if there wasn't somebody here to keep me from having to read everything that might come through. So I appreciate that. But yeah, the Waltermans.
So it's kind of like, is like fermenting, is it kind of like milking? Like you can basically ferment anything?
Nope. What are you talking about? Oh, Jim.
Can you milk a cat?
Stop. Like, sitting here going, what are you talking about?
Anyone who's seen the movie will know what I'm referencing.
Yeah.
So can you like twice ferment? Is that like twice baked potatoes? It's like ferment it and then like add some stuff and then re-ferment it.
Don't encourage him. Just don't encourage him.
So I'm just trying to get to I'm trying to flesh out all the fermenting possibilities.
Harvesting the Bounty said it took me over 48 hours to neutralize after I arrived in Central America. So I went to India and it was just this crazy trip. So I went down there with a worship leader.
Lone Star Living, yes, we could ferment you. I think that's not what we're going for, but
I went down there with a worship leader and we went and basically did like a tour going and ministering at different churches. And it was crazy because we actually went all over India. We were there for 10 days. And I think we did like 9 domestic flights while we were in India. And so what we were doing was we were like going and we would fly in through the middle of the night to a new place. And then we would like minister there that day, sometimes 2 services a day, and then we would go fly through the night to the next place. So we were all over the country. And it was really, really amazing. It was an incredible experience. I got so sick though, and I was so exhausted and so jet lagged, and it was such a like crazy intense trip that like I came home. I seriously lost like 20 pounds because it was just
hey, I need someone with a mouse to Two Family Homestead hit somebody, and they shouldn't have. I can't undo it with my finger. Jonathan Haslar. He was quoting the movie, and they saw it and hid him from it. That was not a correct thing. He was saying, "I've got nipples. Can you milk me?" I brought it up. I'm not going to punish him for.
That's why I said, "Oh, Jeremiah," because he was quoting a tacky movie, and it says
It wasn't tacky. It was a great movie.
no. Guys, I can't handle those movies that are like they're.
No, it's
founded
okay,
on
guys.
anxious-
I figured that you guys might not have seen that movie. Now, except that Ben Stiller is Jewish, so are you not supporting your people?
Unhid. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Refried beans, re-fermented kombucha. Well, you do a second ferment on kombucha.
So twice fermented. So there you go. There you go. It's like twice baked potatoes, the same thing.
Let's see what we're at right now on this. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us.
Love you
tonight.
guys too, family. Not reaming on you. We love you.
They're the best. They keep me safe from all the trolls. I would rather our moderators honestly be extra careful when it comes to stuff.
No,
like that.
I know. I'm not reprimanding them. Like he said, nipples. Like that's a go word. Like, shoot him down. But he did it in reference to what I said. So, yeah.
Thank you guys so much. I love your relationship with people. Jeremiah makes me nervous whenever he rags on people because I'm
Did
so
Jason
literal.
delete this message? Jason, are you trying to cover up? I saw it, dude. I saw the message. Spiders are on the way. We actually ordered some special in from Australia.
I don't know that joke.
Someone was saying that Jason, remember Ben texted us when he was doing it on live, and Ben Vincent said, "Did you know Jason's afraid of spiders?" And then somebody was like, Harvesting the Bounties, like, Roots and Refuge from my Jason at Big Bear Homestead is awaiting spiders in the bed for the shindig. Maybe you should wait for HOA. Let him lower his guard. If he deleted the message, like he moderated the message, like I'm going to have to take away. That's an abuse of power. Okay? Like, I'm going to have to take away your wrench. Okay? Free speech. If people want to say nipples, most of the time
this
they can.
Going, but I'm so nervous right now. I'm going to cry. Stress me out. Oh.
Dude, Zach, that movie will have to live on in infamy. That was the most awkward, tense movie ever.
Y'all know the kind of movies that the humor is like that anxiety, like anxious.
Good night, Life's Just
humor.
Ducky.
I can't do it. Like those that you feel a lot of anxiety when you watch it. I seriously cannot handle those movies. I will throw up. Like it will make me so. I just can't handle it. Like Meet the Fockers, that kind of thing. Like that they just thrive on making you feel tense. I can't. So
Hey, I found there's a streaming service. I think it's Amazon that's streaming Arachnids, which is a movie about spiders that are killing people.
So basically, if you want to be a moderator for Roots and Refuge, Jeremiah will.
Well, if you want to be a
Your
moderator
chops.
for Roots and Refuge, there might be an opening soon. From, we've impeached Jason at Big Bear, and now he's going to have to go to trial through the Senate, and he's going to have to be removed.
Oh man.
That spider was huge last night.
Did you
Listen, that spider would have to be big enough to pick you up and tie you up for you not to get your man card pulled. I hate spiders, but I don't scream like a girl about it.
I get so embarrassed. I do too. I get so embarrassed watching like shows that like show embarrassing people. Like I get so nervous and upset. Wrench them.
Ranch them.
All right, guys. My little darling angels are ready to eat their dinner, and I've made them wait long enough, so I need to go finish. We don't always follow Whole30. No, we've done Whole30, but we do not always stay on Whole30. So, all right. Thank you, guys.
This was fun.
We adore you guys.
If it wasn't fun, well, don't.
Please do go follow our moderators because they do a lot to keep the trolls.
Moderators
and they deal with.
Hey, whoa. We're one flesh. We are supposed to be the same team. What are we showing them now? You just pierced the veil. You can't go backwards now. Heifers.
Heifers? You call me heifer?
No, it's like the heifer situation.
Oh.
Once it's out there, it's out there. What are you going to do? Now they know.
Oh, sweet Lord, help us. All right. Thank you guys so much. $3,282 collected. Thank you so much for
Walterman's
blessing our friends.
Fermented Homestead.
Yeah, y'all
Look for
check them
that
out.
double fermented stuff. You got to
And
get
please
the action.
give our moderators some love because
Moderators,
they really do make this possible for us,
and
and we adore them all.
Give all your extra money to Jessica. It's very simple, straightforward, guys.
Thank y'all. We love you. We bless you. Until
Bye.
next time.
I like how you finished that.